ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः।
Bhagavad Gita, Bhasya, chapter 18, verse 50, Bhasya. Please read verse 50.
सिद्धिं प्राप्तो यथा ब्रह्म तथाप्नोति निबोध मे समासेनैव कौन्तेय निष्ठा ज्ञानस्य या परा।
Please read Bhasya from Kim Tarhi.
Kim tarhi.
Before that, Sarvatrahi. One sentence earlier.
सर्वत्र ही बुद्ध्यादि देहांते आत्म चैतन्या भासता आत्म भ्रांति कारणम इति अतः च आत्म विषयम ज्ञानम न विधातव्यम। किम तर्हि नाम रूपादि अनात्माध्यारोपण निवृत्ति ही एव कार्या न आत्म चैतन्य विज्ञानम अविद्याध्यारोपित सर्व पदार्थाकारैः एव विशिष्टतया ब्रूयमाणत्वात्।
Antakarna is such that it has the capacity to be as pure, as clear, as subtle as that of Chaitanya. Because of such constitution of the Antakarna Buddhi, the Chaitanya, which is the Akara of Atma, in the sense, the Chaitanya, which is the nature of Atma, what happens? It can be in Antakarna, in the sense, Antakarna or Buddhi can appear just like Chaitanya, just as you see your face in the mirror. Actually, the Chaitanya Bhasa in Buddhi means reflection of Buddhi, reflection of Chaitanya in Buddhi. You are familiar with the word Chidabhasa, Abhasa, appearance, semblance of Chit, means reflection. So, because of such nature of Buddhi, being made up of the aggregate sattvic content of all 5 elements, it has the capacity to conform itself to Chaitanya. So therefore, Atma Sama Chaitanya Bhasa, appearance of Chaitanya, which is nothing but Atma Swarupa, is possible in Buddhi, in general Antakarna, in Buddhi. Now, in a sequence, how the body appears as sentient was told. Means physical body appears sachetana, sentient. Means the abhas of Chaitanya in physical body is because of manabhasa. Not manabhasa, indriyabhasa. The contact, the close proximity of physical body with the indriyas, which have got abhasa, appearance of Chaitanya. Now this indriyabhasa or indriyas appearing at Chaitanya is because of manabhasa. That is the mind appearing as Sachetana sentient. The manabhasa, the mind appearing as Sachetana sentient is because of buddhyabhasa. Buddhi appears as Sachetana sentient, so therefore buddhyabhasa. Buddhi appears as Sachetana sentient, that Chaitanya abhasa and buddhi is because of the abhasa, the appearance of Chaitanya in avidya called avyakrita, in which state we are in the deep sleep. So the appearance of Chaitanya through avidya, avyakrita, pervades buddhi, and buddhi has got atma sama Chaitanya abhasa, and that buddhi abhasa goes to manabhasa, manabhasa goes to indriyabhasa, indriyabhasa goes to dehabhasa, and the result, the inert body is taken as I, because universally it is known that the entity called I, whatever it may be, certainly it is sentient in nature. It is sachetana in nature. So therefore, the moment the physical body is perceived by us, experienced by us as sachetana, sentient, immediately we take it as I. So this is how the body is mistaken as I. There are different people who take indriyas as I, mind as I, buddhi as I, avidya as I. They are there. So all because of availability of Chaitanya in the buddhi or antakarana. As a result of this, one thing is clear, that whatever entity called I is known to us as the sentience, abhas of Chaitanya, available in the body, indriya, senses, mind, intellect, vijnana, and avidya. Therefore, Atma, I, is not unknown to us. It is an entity which is already there. And because it is already there, it cannot be produced either by some karma or by upasana meditation, because what you can produce is the entity which is for the timing is not available, and by some effort, by some means, you produce it. But Atma is already there. Therefore, Atma cannot be the object of any vidhi, scriptural injection, either to do karma or to do upasana meditation. It already is. Now the question is, we have embarked upon knowing Atma. And as you pointed out, Atma is known to us, but our problem is not solved. What is our problem? What is our problem? Samsara. This Sukha Dukha Atmaka experiences called with Janma, Marana, birth and death has not gone. Means even knowing Atma, that is Chaitanya, we are not free from our problem of samsara. So for that now, see what is to be done. Say, Kim Tarhi, if Atma is an entity known to us already, and it cannot be produced by any vidhi, any karma or upasana enjoined by vidhi, how are I to get free from samsara? We thought if we know Atma, we will get free from samsara. We have known Atma now. How? Chaitanya. The Chaitanya available from ignorance, buddhi, mana, indriya, body is I. Already know. Yet we are still in samsara. Our problem of getting this, getting that, getting away from that, etc. is not over. Do and achieve is not over. Kim Tari, what is to be done to get rid of this problem? The answer is given. Say, the knowledge of Atma is not merely knowing that Chaitanya is me, but that Chaitanya is me, that Chaitanya, as we experience, as we know, is full of samsara's experiences, which truly do not belong to Chaitanya Atma. They are mistakenly superimposed, falsely attributed to Chaitanya Atma. So therefore, the false attribution of these features, Sukha, Dukha, etc., which you call samsara, has to be separated from Chaitanya. See, after too much of work in the field, you're doing something. Your body got all dirty. What do? Take a good bath. You are intact, but some dirt has what? In contact with your body. You took the bath and washed it clean. You feel fresh. Is it not? Actually, the dirt has not damaged your body, but it's not tolerable. You took the bath. Likewise here, Chaitanya is intact as Chaitanya. It has not got affected. It has not got changed because of the Sukha Dukha attributes. What you do now? Take a clean bath of eliminating, removal of, washing off all these sukha dukkha experiences presented to us, remember, through the channels of antakarana vritti, thought channels. So this is what needs to be done to gain Atma Jnana and not any karma or upasana meditation. So therefore, what is to be done? Nama Rupadi Anatmadhyaropana Nivrittihi eva karya. Take that phrase. Nivrittihi eva karya. Karya should be done, should be effected. What? Nivritti. Nivritti is withdrawal, ending. Ending or ending of what? Withdrawal from what? He says, Nama Rupadi Anatmadhyaropana. The Adhyaropana, superimposition, false attribution of Nama Rupadi, which are Anatma, means Nama Rupa stands for entire Drishya Prapancha, the entire creation which is available to us as this, idam, in contrast to I, aham. Because all Sukha Dukkha Samsara belongs to Anatma, idam, this. Anything that you experience or know as this, in contrast to I, the knower, experiencer principle. That all Drishya Jagat, this is Anatma. So one should withdraw totally from Anatma in the form of Nama, Rupa, names and form, which indicates all entire creation, Drishya Prapancha. That Adhyaropana, Nivritti eva karya. Your Atma is intact, Chaitanya Swarupa, totally unaffected by the samsara. But because of this false superimposition, attribution, Atma appears as if totally totally has got changed in terms of samsari. It's just like this. See, the sun Surya has got reflected in a muddy pool of water which is shaking. How do you see the reflection of the sun? The reflected sun is dull and gets torn into bits because the water is shaking. Is it the true nature of sun? No. So you have to see the sun free from these features of muddy, shaking water. The dullness and shaking conditions belong to that water falsely attributed to the sun in the context of reflection. So also, what is available to us today is abhasa, appearance of Chaitanya in buddhi, mana, etc., antakarana. In Antakarana, all these vrittis, thoughts corresponding to joy, sorrow, janma, marana, all this take place. And we take it as the features of Atma, just as taking the dullness, shaking condition of the muddy water as that of sun. So, sift it, remove it, discard it. What? Namarupadi anatma. All that is there other than Chaitanya Atma, which is ranging from avidya to the body, physical body and the objects and beings in the world. Nivritti eva, ending withdrawal karya. And not this. Na Atma Chaitanya Vijnanam ad karyam. Not that you have to produce, karyam here in the sense produce. Not that you have to produce something called Atma Jnana. Whatever that is not Atma, Anatma, falsely mistaken as the features of Atma, has to be discarded, has to be ended, one has to withdraw from that. And na Atma Chaitanya Vijnanam. That is, there is nothing like this that we have to produce Atma Jnana. See, you took the clean bath. It's evident to you. You are fresh, clean, you rejoice. So also, just get rid of this anatma, which is falsely attributed to Atma. The question comes, why should you do that way? The reason is given. Avidyadhyaropita sarva padarthakaraihi eva vishishtataya griyamanatva. After vishishtataya, make a dhyar, add there, Atma Chaitanyasya Grihyamanatva. Avidyadhyaropita Sarva Padarthaihi. Padarthakaraihi. Eva Vishishtataya Atma Chaitanyasya Grihyamanatva. Atma Chaitanyasya Grihyamanatva means Atma Chaitanyasya Nyayamanatva. Universally, Atma Chaitanya, that is Atma, which is of the nature of nothing but Chaitanya. Chaitanya is the knowing principle, the experiencing principle, because of which we get knowledge, because of which we experience. One and the same, but from different angles. So, Atma Chaitanya Sagrayama, because this has happened. What is that? We always know or experience Atma with what? Vishishtataya, as characterized by what? Avidyadhyaropita sarva pradarthakaraihi. Akaraihi, by the appearance of sarva padartha. All things. What are those all things? From avidya up to body, physical body. So, of all this, by that appearance, Atma Chaitanya Sagrihyamanatva means what we know about Atma today is characterized by all the appearances, all the features of Nama Rupa, which is by ignorance superimposed on Atma. Avidyadhyaropita, aropita, superimposed. By what? On account of what? Avidya, ignorance of oneself, ignorance of Atma. Sarva padartha akara. By the akara, the forms or the appearances of all padarthas, all things. What are those all padarthas? Ignorance up to physical body. Sakare. Eva, only with this only, Vishishtataya griyamanatva. Vishtaya means being characterized by these features. We know Atma. Therefore, this nexus, this connection between Atma and all padarthas, features of the padarthas, avidya up to body, has to be separated. Kriyamanatva. So this has to be done. Now he says, for this, an example is given. How these features, visheshas, vishataya, characterized by visheshas, features. These features of avidya to body are being taken as the very nature of Atma. For this, an example is given. The example is that of Kshanika Vijnanavadi Bauddhas. Of course, context is not to discuss about this Vada, but this is how they take because of this fact. So what is that example? Ataha eva.
अतः एव हि विज्ञानवादिनः बौद्धाः विज्ञानव्यतिरेकेण वस्तु एव न अस्ति इति प्रतिपन्नाः प्रमाणान्तरनिरपेक्षतां च स्वसंविदितत्वाभ्युपगमेन.
Ataha eva. Therefore only. For this reason only. What is it? Everyone mistakes Atma to be characterized by the Visheshas features of avidya onwards of the body. Therefore, here is a sample how it is mistaken, as in the case of Kshanika Vijnanavadis. What Kshanika Vijnanavadis say, according to them, Vijnana is Atma. Be careful. This Vijnana is not what we Vedanti say Vijnana. Vijnanam Anandam Brahma. We mean by Vijnana, in such context, because Vijnana has a different meaning, but in such context, we mean Vijnana, the Chaitanya Atma in its true nature, free from all that is superimposed. But the Kshanika Vijnanavadis say, what is Vijnana? Say, look, in our buddhi, moment by moment, vrittis, thoughts come, they come. And every thought, buddhi vritti, is aglow with sentience, sachetanata. They take that specific entity, buddhi, buddhi vritti, which is sachetana, that itself is Atma. Why this is called Kshanika? Because they are momentary. All thoughts are momentary. The parade is there. They go one after the other. So that according to them, that Atma is like flickering consciousness. Flickering because buddhi, vritti starts to flicker. Come go, come go, come go, come go, come go, come go. With the Chaitanya is there. So they mistake that vritti of the buddhi, they call vijnana, that's what Atma. What made them do that? Availability of Chaitanya abhasa in buddhi vrittis. They were unable to distinguish between buddhi vritti and the Chaitanya. They took that buddhi vritti itself is what? Atma. Atma comes and goes, comes and goes, comes and goes. So that is ataha eva. What is ataha eva? Though Atma is nirvishesha, though Chaitanya Rupa Atma is free from all visheshas, all features of ignorance up to body. Yeah. For ajnanis, it appears as endowed with, possessed of all the features of ignorance, avidya, onwards to physical body. This is what, again, mistake is done by Kshanika Vijnanavadi Bauddhas. So therefore, ataha eva, for example, that is, in the case by this Kshanika Vijnanavadi, Bauddha Vijnana Vyatirekena Vastu eva nasti iti pratipannaha. Pratipannaha, they consider, they acknowledge, they agree, they accept that, say, what is that? Vijnana Vyatirekena. Other than Vijnana, what is the Vijnana? This each and every Sachetana, sentient vritti. Vastu eva nasti. There is no other entity called Atma. That is always Atma. Iti pratipannaha. That is what they consider. Now, if you ask them, sir, how do you say, how do you know that Vijnana? Say, Vedanta also speaks of that. Buddhi vrittis. But Vedanta says, Buddhi vrittis are inert in nature. The Chaitanya entity distinct from them makes them illuminate, makes them know, which they don't accept. They don't accept Chaitanya, the knowledge principle, distinct from Buddhi vritti. And therefore they say, no pramana necessary. Why no pramana necessary? They say like this. Pramanantara nirapekshatam cha pratipannaha. Add that. Pramanantara nirapekshatam cha, add pratipannaha. Further, they consider, they accept, they agree that this Vijnana is nirapeksha, independent of any necessity of any pramana. Why? Without pramana, jnana sadhana, means of knowledge, how can you know that Vijnana? Listen, they give the answer like this. What is it? Swasamvidit, Swasamviditatva. Swasamviditatva. One phrase. Abhipagamena. Abhipagamena, by their acceptance of Swasamviditatva means, what is that? By accepting that Vijnana, knowing by itself. That not by itself, no other pramana necessary. That is what they say. All because of the availability of Chaitanya Bhasa in the Buddhi Vrittis. Now, coming to the point, He has already told. How to gain Atma Jnana? Nama Rupa Dhyanatma Dhyaropana Nivritti Eva Karya. Na Atma Chaitanya Vijnanam Karyam. Same thing is now further highlighted. Continue.
तस्मात् अविद्याध्यारोपण निराकरण मात्रम ब्रह्मणि कर्तव्यम न तु ब्रह्मज्ञाने यत्नः अत्यंत प्रसिद्धत्वात्.
Tasma. Therefore. See, this therefore, you should know what is the reason behind it. But therefore, it's like this. Atma Jnana, Atma, its nature already exists. It is not something to be produced. Atma, in its true nature, is there all along. It is not to be produced. Means avideyatva. No videyam told earlier. Atma Jnana cannot be a topic of any scriptural injunction, either by produced by karma or produced by meditation or upasana. It cannot be. It always is. But mistake has taken place. The features of anatma, whatever that is not atma, beginning from ignorance up to the body, are mistaken as that of atma. You get rid of that wrong notion. It needs to be ended. So tasma, therefore, avidyadharopana nirakarana matram brahmani kartavyam. After avidya, just for clarity's sake, and krita. Avid is not a mistake. Just we are adding the word to get more clarity. Avidya dhyaropana means avidya krita adhyaropana. Adhyaropana, adhyasa, false superimposition, false attribution. Effected by who? Avidya. Avidyaya krita adhyaropana. The superimposition, adhyasa, effected by avidya. So that is nirakaranam matra kartavyam, brahmani kartavyam. To know Atma, Brahma, all that you have to do is end or withdraw all that is falsely superimposed on Atma, Brahma on account of avidya, ignorance. Natu brahmajnane yatnaha kartavya. Whereas to gain brahmajnana, no efforts in the form of karma or upasana need to be done. To contrast, brahmajnane, to gain brahmajnana, yatnaha na kartavya. Yatna here is either karma or upasana has not to be done. It is not a result of such karma or upasana. Why? The reason is given. Atyanta prasiddhatvat. Add brahmana. Brahmana means atmana. Atma is Brahma, Brahma is Atma, and Atma Chaitanya. This Brahma, which is Atma, is very well known. Atyanta. Very much. What do you mean very much? All along your life. 24/7. 24/7. All along your life. We know I, Atma, a Chaitanya, Chaitanya, Brahma. And which Chaitanya it is? The Chaitanya available in the body, available in the Indriyas, available in the mind, available in the Buddhi, available in the Avidya, deep sleep state. We know. Atyanta Prasiddhatva. It is something which is known very much all along our life. Now the question is, you are saying, again the earlier problem, Atma is very well known, and yet our problem of samsara is not solved. How is that? Listen now. Continue.
अविद्या कल्पित नाम रूप विशेषाकारापहृत बुद्धित्वात् अत्यंत प्रसिद्धम सुविज्ञेयम आसन्नतरम आत्मभूतम अपि अप्रसिद्धम दुर्विज्ञेयम अतिदूरम अन्यदिव च प्रतिभाति अविवेकिनाम.
This is what has happened now. In spite of knowing I, Atma, which you cannot get rid of it, yet those who are avivekis, avivekis is ajnanis, those who know not the swarupa of Chaitanya, for them this is the problem. So difficult to know Atma. What is that? What has happened? The buddhi, our intellect, is robbed away. What is robbing? By the features of all anatma. From where they have come? Avidya kalpita. Avidyaya kalpita. Kalpita, falsely imagined, falsely projected by avidya, by ignorance of oneself. That is one. What are those falsely projected? Nama Rupa Visheshakara. The appearances, the form, the features in the form of Nama Rupa. Nama Rupa, names and form is entire, the features of entire Jagat here, Anatma. Nama Rupa Visheshakara. Specific appearances, distinct and different appearances of what? From Nama Rupa. Nama Rupa of what? Drishya Prapancha. How it has come? Avidya. By that, Vishesha Akaraihi. By these appearances, by this experience, Apahrita Buddhitva. The buddhi, the mind, intellect of avivekis, ajnana is what? Apahrita. Robbed away. Means buddhi is not functioning. They are not able to see the distinction between them. Mistaking the features of Nama Rupa of Anatma as that of Atma. Buddhitva. As a result, what has happened? Even though Atma is very well known, so proximate, and yet they know not. What has happened? This Atma who is like this. Atyanta Prasiddham Brahma. Atma Brahma, which is Atyanta Prasiddham, totally known all life long. Suvidneyam, is something which can be known easily because it's very me, I. That can be known easily, Suvidneyam. Swasannam. Swasana means proximate, most close, not most close, myself itself. Swasanam. The Suvidneyam, not Swasanam. Asannataram. Asannataram. Most proximate. Not only that, Atma Bhutamapi. Even though it is myself, oneself, it is, and yet api, even though it is so, for practical purpose, it happens to be, it looks like this. See, it is Atyanta Prasiddha, totally known as self-evident all along life. Suvidneya, though it is very easy to know because being myself. Asanataram, most proximate. Atma Bhutam, myself itself. In spite of that, for avivekis, it appears like what? Aprasiddham, as though it is unknown. Durvidneyam, difficult to know. Atiduram, which is far, far, far. See there. Actually, it is Atyanta Prasiddha. But because of ignorance, it appears as Atyanta Aprasiddha, not known. Again, it is Asanatara, very most proximate. Then, Suvidneyam, very easy to know. For ignorant person, Durvidneyam, it appears most difficult to know. Asannataram, most proximate. For aviveki, it appears atiduram, far, 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 far. Again, myself, what is it? Atmabhutam. And for avivekis, it appears as Anyadiva, something different from me. Cha, you can add there, Brahma Pratibhati Avivekina. Brahma appears to, Pratibhati appears to whom? Avivekina. To avivekis. All this happened because of what? Aviveka, Ajnana. See, verily me, but because of ignorance, we mistake the features, Gunadharma, of avidya onwards of the body as belonging to, as not belonging, as my very nature. And the features of all these, what you call as Sukha Dukkhatmaka Samsara, characterized by Janma, Marana, birth and death. All because of aviveka, ignorance. This is what the case of what? Avivek is, Ajnana. Whereas, how it appears, or how jnanis look at it. Earlier, the plight of ignorant Ajnani was told aviveka. Now, vivekina. In the case of jnani, it is so. What is it? Continue.
बाह्याकार निवृत्त बुद्धीनां तु लब्ध गुरुवात्म प्रसादानां न अतः परम सुखम सुप्रसिद्धम सुविज्ञेयम श्वासन्नम अस्ति.
Now, contrast now. For those who are what? Bahyakara nivritta buddhina. Those who have, whose buddhi is what? Nivritta. Nivritta here is withdrawn. No more engaged in that. Withdrawn. Nivritta Buddha. Withdrawn from what? Bahyakara. All external appearances, drishya, anatma. From all external appearances means from all anatma, not selves, or drishya prapancha. And not only that, those people who are like this, labdha guru atma prasadana. Those who have got labdha, those who have got labdha means gain. What they have gained? Atma prasada. No, guru. Guru prasada, atma prasada. So what is guru prasada? First let us say, what is prasada? Prasada is, you know prasada is not? Not this temple prasada. Prasannata, that delight, that happy countenance, the joy. So that is what prasada. So labdha guru prasadana. Those who have got received the prasada from gurus. What it can be? Laddu? Fruits? No. Here, Mahavakya Kathana. Tat Samasyadi Mahavakya Upadesha. Teaching the statements of Shruti which have got Mahavakyas, which analyzes your Swarupa, which unfolds and places before you what your Swarupa is. So that is Labdha Guru Prasadana. There's also Atma Prasada is there. Guru Atma means Prasada means Guru Prasada, Atma Prasada. Now what is Atma Prasada? Atma word there is for Buddhi. So Buddhi Prasada means the capacity of the Buddhi Antakarana of displaying what Atma is. We have seen this. Chittasya Brahma Prathananukula Swachhata Prasada. Prasada is Swachhata. That clarity or pure and clear nature of Antakarana, which is capable of displaying what Atma is. So, Labdha Guru Atma Prasadana. For them, no ataha param sukham suprasiddham suvidneyam swasannam asti. For them, there is nothing more easy, etc. Let us know. Ataha param, other than this. What is it? Sukham, which has got greater happiness. Suprasiddham, very well known. Suvidneyam, that can be easily known. Again, swasannam, proximate. Nahi asti. There is nothing other than this. Now see the contrast. For avivekis, because their mind is robbed away by the features of anatma, as a result, atma dhyana, atma sarupa appears as what? Which is atyanta aprasiddham. Again, Durvidneya. Ati Dura. Anyat. In contrast to Ajnani, for Jnani it is what? Atyanta Prasiddha. Again, Suvidneya, which can be known easily. Asannatara, most proximate. Atma Bhuta, oneself. This difference is because of ignorance. Svidnyam, Swasanam, Nahi Asti. There is no is there. Bhahyakara Nivritta Buddhi Nam tu Labdva Guru Atma Prasadanam No Tah Param Sukham Suprasidam Suvidneyam Swasanam, no either, no asti is not there. This is corroborated by Shruti statements. No, not Shruti statement, from the Gita statements only. Continue.
तथा च उक्तम प्रत्यक्षावगमं धर्म्यम इत्यादि.
Accordingly, Bhagavan himself has said in chapter 9, verse 2. This Atma Jnana is what? Pratyaksha that which can be known, experienced directly, not afterwards, etc. Again, it is dharmyam. Dharmyam means that which is not opposed to dharma, which is strictly in accordance with the dharma. Dharma, the Vedic code of conduct for all humans. Pratyakshavgamam dharmam ityadi. So, this is the diagnosis. This is the remedy. What has happened now? In short, I, Atma, is nothing but the Chaitanya, the appearance of which is available to us at our all levels of personalities, whether physical body or indriyas, mind, intellect, and ajnana, all levels. This is what Chaitanya Rupa Atma is. And itself is what? Ananda Swarupa. Paramananda Swarupa. And yet, on account of ignorance, we suffer because all the features of Anatma, which is not Atma, are falsely attributed to Atma. And that sorrow on account of this false attribution is experienced by us moment by moment as Sukha Dukkha Atmaka Samsara. So what should be done therefore? Keep those two statements in your mind. What are those? Nama Rupa Dhyanatma Dhyaropana Nivritti Eva Karya Avidya Dhyaropana Nirakaranam Matram Brahmani Kartavyam. It should be done. There is no karma to be taken to, no upasana to be taken to, no meditation to be taken to. But one thing here you should keep in mind, karmas and upasanas are not necessarily true. At what level? At the level of gaining Atma Jnana. That doesn't mean karmas and upasanas have no role to play. See, a boy, always his mind is what? Centered in eating, eating, eating. Neglects the study. The mother tells, look, just by eating you will not be able to study. Doesn't mean eating has to be given up. Eating is not the direct means of study. Yet, one has to eat properly. If the body in healthy condition, then only you will be able to study. Like that. Karma and upasanas cannot give Atma Jnana, but they are role to play. They help us to prepare the mind to gain the knowledge. They help us to have the single pointed edge of the mind to retain the knowledge. So that way they are helpful. And what is the to gain Atma Jnana? What is to be done? This. Whatever that is falsely attributed to Atma has to be discarded. How are you going to discard it? Out of mind, out of sight. Discard them from the range of your antakarana, mana buddhi. Let them not enter there. If you succeed in that, you will get that disposition Shuddha antakarana, wherein Chaitanya Swarupa Atma will just get revealed. We'll continue further in the evening. Oh.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ